What would you do if you found two plane tickets in your wife's name, except neither of them used her real name? The glow from her laptop lit up the dark bedroom at 2:17 a.m., casting shadows across the wall like something alive. I wasn't snooping. I swear I wasn't. She'd fallen asleep on the couch again, wine glass tipped sideways, Netflix still asking if she was still watching. I just meant to close the lid. But then I saw the email. 2 tickets. Same flight. JFK to Miami. Same date. Same seat row. Different names. And both of them were her. My fingers hovered over the trackpad, my heart pounding so hard it felt like it might wake her up across the apartment. I clicked. And that's when I realized I wasn't the only husband in her life. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The humiliation didn't hit me all at once. It came in waves. At first, I told myself there had to be an explanation. Identity theft, work-related alias, something normal, something safe. But nothing about Claire had been normal for months. It started small. Late nights at the gym. New clothes that didn't feel like her style. A sudden obsession with her phone. Always face down, always locked, always within reach. And the coldness. God, the coldness. She used to greet me at the door. Now she barely looked up. "You're late," I said one night as she walked in past midnight, heels in her hand. She didn't even flinch. "Work. You work in marketing, Claire. Not emergency surgery." She shrugged, poured herself a drink, and walked past me like I was furniture. That was the first time I felt it. That hollow, sinking feeling in my chest. Like I was already gone from her life, and just didn't know it yet. But those plane tickets, they changed everything. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started watching. The next morning, I acted normal. Kissed her on the cheek. Asked about her day. She barely responded, scrolling through her phone, smiling at something I couldn't see. "Anything good?" I asked. She locked the screen instantly. "Just memes." Memes. That word would haunt me later. I waited until she left for work, then opened her laptop again. Same email account. Same confirmation. The names were different, but the passport numbers, identical. She'd booked 2 identities for herself, or for someone who looked enough like her to pass. That's when I noticed the second detail. The payment method. It wasn't our joint account. It was a card I'd never seen before. And that's when the realization hit me like a punch to the throat. She had a whole life I knew nothing about. I started digging deeper. Her phone was impossible. Face ID, password, always glued to her. But people make mistakes. 3 days later, she did. She left it on the kitchen counter while she was in the shower. It buzzed. Just once. But that was enough. I picked it up. Locked. But the notification preview. "Can't wait to see you again. Miami's just the beginning." No name. Just a number. My hands were shaking as I memorized it. That night, while she slept, I stepped out onto the balcony and called it. It rang twice. Then a man answered. "Claire." I hung up immediately. My stomach twisted. He thought I was her. That meant one thing. She'd saved my number under her own name, or she'd given him my number as hers. Either way, I wasn't just being cheated on. I was being replaced. The breakdown came the next morning. I sat in my car in the parking garage on West 34th Street, staring at nothing, my reflection faint in the windshield. 8 years of marriage. Gone. For what? Some guy in Miami? Some secret life built on lies. I wanted to scream. To confront her. To burn everything down. But something stopped me. Because if she could lie this well, this deeply, then I needed to be smarter. That's when the man I used to be died. And something colder took his place. I started with the number. A reverse lookup gave me a name, Ethan Cole. No social media under that exact name, but it didn't matter. I had something better. Claire's travel date. I booked the same flight. Different seat. Different row. She thought she was disappearing into another life. She had no idea I'd be right there, watching. The day came fast. JFK Airport was chaos as usual. I spotted her at Terminal 4, dressed differently than I'd ever seen. Tight black dress, oversized sunglasses, hairstyled like she was someone else entirely. Like she was stepping into a role. And then I saw him. Ethan. Tall. Confident. Smug. He walked up behind her, wrapped his arms around her waist, and kissed her neck like it belonged to him. She laughed. That laugh. The one I hadn't heard in months. Something inside me snapped. But I stayed still. I watched as they boarded. I followed. And for the next 3 hours, I listened. They didn't know I was behind them. Didn't know I could hear everything. I told you I handled it, she said softly. What about your husband? He asked. She scoffed. He's clueless. Always has been. Clueless. The word echoed in my head. I just need a little more time, she continued. Then I'll file. Take everything. Clean break. Take everything. That's when I smiled. Because she thought she was the only one planning. Miami was just the beginning, for both of us. I didn't confront them there. No scenes. No drama. I followed them to their hotel, the Fontainebleau. Watched them check in. Room 1824. I didn't need more. I flew back the next day. And then I got to work. First a lawyer, then a forensic accountant. Turns out, that unknown card was funded through small transfers from our joint account. She'd been siphoning money for months. Illegal. Very illegal. Then came the evidence. I hired a PI in Miami. Photos. Videos. Hotel records. Everything. I gathered texts through legal recovery. Every lie. Every betrayal. Documented. And then I waited. She came home 3 days later, acting like nothing happened. Miss me? She asked, dropping her bag. I smiled. Always. The trap was ready. 2 weeks later, I invited her to dinner. Said I wanted to reconnect. She agreed, almost amused. We went to a small place in Soho, dim lighting, quiet atmosphere. Halfway through dinner, I slid an envelope across the table. What's this? She asked. Open it. She did. And the color drained from her face. Photos. Documents. Bank records. Ethan. Miami. Everything. I can explain. No, I said calmly. You can't. Her hands were shaking now. You've been stealing from me. Cheating on me. Planning to take everything I have. Tears filled her eyes. Please, we can fix this. I leaned in slightly. No, Claire. But I can end it. The divorce papers came next. Filed that morning. With evidence attached. Adultery. Financial fraud. She wasn't taking anything. She was losing everything. But I wasn't done. Because she didn't just betray me. She humiliated me. So I returned the favor. Her job, gone. I sent the evidence to her firm's ethics board. Her family knew everything. I sent them copies. And Ethan? Turns out, he had a wife too. She got everything. Claire called me nonstop after that. Crying. Begging. Screaming. You've ruined my life. I listened once. Just once. Then I hung up. The divorce finalized 6 months later. She got nothing. No money. No reputation. No future. Last I heard, she moved out of state. Alone. As for me, I still think about that night sometimes. The glow of the laptop. The moment everything broke. But the anger is gone now. All that's left is silence. And one truth that never changes. She didn't lose me the day I found those tickets. She lost me long before that. She just didn't realize it until I made sure she lost everything too. The end.